You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.
I had this grand idea of making this video about my newfound addiction to Insomniac Spider-Man games, but I decided to make this video more about my deep-rooted love for There are hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of superheroes, anti-heroes, and villains across the comics. And granted, I only know a handful to begin with, but the first superhero to truly catch my eye was Spider-Man. And a part of me believes that my love for Spider-Man wouldn't be what it is now without Sam Raimi and his movies. Maybe it was the fact that I swung with Spider-Man. Maybe it was the fact that I fought with Spider-Man. Maybe it was the fact that I swung and fought with Spider-Man to the backdrop of the best music the superhero genre has ever heard. If it wasn't for these movies, who knows what superhero I'd be clinging to nowadays. I remember a moment in Spider-Man 3 that I made the realization that Spider-Man's not real, and that sucks. But at the time, I didn't get it. I didn't get that the whole idea of Spider-Man is that
there's a hero in all of us that keeps us honest, gives us strength, makes us noble, and finally allows us to die with pride, even though sometimes we have to be steady and give up the thing we want the most.
And when that finally clicked for me, it inspired me. It made me love Spider-Man that much more. And to this day, I have yet to have a realization like that while watching a superhero movie. And there has been many, many, many good superhero movies, but none of them felt as human as Spider-Man to me. So from that point forward, I wanted more. And oh boy, yeah, did I get more.
Oh boy, yeah. What?
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Ultimate Spider-Man, Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects, starring Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man Friend or Foe, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and the cherry on top, Spider-Man 2018. Which I'll get right back to that here soon, but I want to focus on the Ultimate Spider-Man for a second. This Spider-Man game truly styles and profiles unlike any other Spider-Man game out there. I mean, objectively, maybe Spider-Man 2 is better, but anytime I look back at the old Spider-Man games, this is always the first one I think of. Yeah, maybe some aspects of it didn't age too well, like the web slinging, but honestly, if you play it long enough, you'll kind of get used to it. And it is definitely my favorite Venom thing out there, even though there's not much competition. I mean, look at this poor sap. I mean, Venom literally breaks him like a twig.
Get it!
And for God's sake, he even eats babies. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's so freaking dark.
You eat babies. Ain't your fault.
I mean, in this game, Venom is freaking brutal. As he should be. He should not be laughed at and joked about. He is freaking Venom. And that's how you do Venom. Dark, brutal, killer. I mean, he literally kills Wolverine. Probably not, but still, he freaking bashes his face in. That is how you show respect for a character. He's so good. Why is he being laughed at now? He could be so much better than what he is. I mean, freaking look at him. And yet, here we are, current day, laughing at him. And I wish I could tell you with confidence where my love for Spider-Man started to fade away. But it was probably the day I left the theater after watching a Spider-Man movie and feeling absolutely nothing. Yeah, that'll do it. And this trend continued for years. It seems as though Spider-Man's heart was ripped firmly out of his chest and pushed out in front of a camera strictly to sell tickets. And you know what? We bought it. We crossed our fingers and hoped that what they were gonna give us would be something worth seeing. And for me, I'm still crossing my fingers. Time passes, years pass, before I realize it's 2018. 9 months into it, in fact. And then this happens. And it's good. It's very good. It's great. So great that it helped me forget that the same year Venom is in theaters being played for laughs. Kill me. I play it and I enjoyed a great deal, but I eventually walk away from it. I had my fill. I found myself going back to it every now and again, and I enjoy myself every time I did. But 2 years pass, and Miles Morales comes out, and honestly, I forgot all about it for a long time. And one day, it comes to my attention that I never played Spider-Man 2018's DLC. I play it, I enjoy it, I move on. This trend continues. For some reason, my love for Spider-Man was just lying dormant and it was being stubborn coming out. But one movie
What's up, danger? I'm Spider-Man. I'm not the only one.
changed everything. Holy. If Ultimate Spider-Man styled and profiled unlike anybody else, then Spider-Verse styled and profiled injected with the best juice known to man. This was so good it brought a tear to my eye. And the most important part, it gave me hope that Spider-Man can be this good. Even though unfortunately it can't be this all the time, but knowing that it can be this good made my heart grow 3 times its size. I was filled with hope once again. But you know what drains my hope? And even sometimes my happiness?
How's that? How's that? How's that? Fuck you where you breathe, okay? People who you don't know. I'll talk to whoever the fuck I want to know. Never mind. How's that, pal? That's right. So use your fucking head if you know how, okay? You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Okay? You little pimp. Go vote for fucking Biden and suck right here.
So, I need breaks. I need to recharge my personal social battery, as some people say. And this is a fairly recent realization. I need to get away from people more often than I'm proud to admit. Since this recent realization, take a wild guess what game I went back to enjoy my time. Yep, you guessed it. Even though I played 2018 plenty of times before, it's hit me differently now. I love it so much now, I actually played through the entire game on New Game Plus Ultimate Difficulty just because I wanted to spend more time with it. I beat it, I get all the achievements, and I find myself wanting more. I look up the trailer for the new Spider-Man game coming out soon, I see Venom, and then I make a big realization that I haven't played Miles Morales yet. So I buy it that night, and I find myself in the same situation I was in 2018. I got all the achievements, I've done everything there is to offer, and I still want more. So I've left myself with the question, why now? What changed? I think I have it figured out. I have finally found peace. When I'm playing as Spider-Man, when I'm swinging through the streets, beating up bad guys, I don't feel a void anymore. I'm just enjoying my time. I don't really want to be doing anything else when I'm doing that. I don't want to be around other people. I'm not stressed out. I'm just at peace. And I can't say I had that a couple years ago. My desire for love has went away. I'm just enjoying my me time. I'd rather enjoy my me time now than do social gatherings in any kind of context. I just like my me time now, which is pretty freaking awesome, I gotta admit. And all that just so happened to coincide with me playing Spider-Man again. Me finding my love for Spider-Man again. A love that I've had deep-rooted inside me for years that I find myself forgetting because of lackluster movies and Spider-Man representation over the years, besides Spider-Verse in 2018. So even though I may forget sometimes, it's deep-rooted inside me that Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time. Not just because of what he does as far as the web shooting, the fighting bad guys, but what he represents for the everyman, for the generic person that may not ever have a chance to be anything. He could be a hero, and sometimes it's good to be your own hero.
If you didn't know that before, I hope you do now. I'm not the only one. Not by a long shot.